Hey everyone, Shelley Flett here with another video blog. Today's topic is accountability. I love accountability. I love holding myself accountable, and I also love holding others accountable. One of the things that I see when I'm working with leaders is them struggling to hold their team accountable, and the result of not holding their team accountable means that things don't get done, or they're not operating at the performance that they could be operating at. And so where I start with them is to say, well, before you hold your team accountable, let's have a look at how accountable you're holding yourself. If you don't hold yourself accountable, yet you expect to hold your team accountable, it kind of makes you a hypocrite. So it makes it a little bit hard to do that and retain the respect of your team as a leader. So you want to be following through on your commitments, and if you can't follow through on your commitments, then call yourself on it. But even before that, if there's things that you know you can't fit in, that you really want to help them with, but realistically it's not going to get priority over the other things that you're focusing on, then let them know. The worst thing is when you say, yes, I'll help you with that, or I'll give you a hand at some point, and that never happens. Your team start to see you as someone who says a lot but doesn't follow through with actions, and you lose credibility. So stop committing to things that you can't possibly do or that aren't a priority. And where you are committing to things, make sure that if you don't achieve the deadline, you call yourself on it and that you make it known that you are holding yourself accountable. That will encourage your team to start holding you accountable as well, and then you can start to hold them accountable. Before you hold people accountable, you need to be very clear about what your expectations are from the beginning. If you have an accountability conversation with someone where you weren't clear on your intentions from the outset, they're going to be really confused and probably a little bit hurt by the approach. And it might look a little something like this. So you're wanting someone to perform a task, and you outline that task, and you're very clear about what the expectation and the outcome of that task is, as well as when do you need it by, how much input or advice or notice or communication do you need through the process, and then what will happen if they don't achieve the task. That's a really important one, is to understand the consequences. What is the outcome in the business if it doesn't get done, and what is the impact on the individual if it doesn't get done? Once you've set that up front and you're very clear that they understand what's expected of them, then you set them on their way. When they don't achieve what you've asked them to in the time or to the standard that was expected and discussed in the initial conversation, then the conversation with them might go a little something like this. So, you mentioned and you committed to doing A, B, and C by the 3rd of the month. It's now the 5th of the month, what's happening? They will then have a conversation with you, or they'll reflect on, yes, I did actually commit to doing that, and I didn't find time. Then you can work with them on what do you need to ensure that you meet the deadlines and the commitments that you sign up to. It might be helping them with prioritising their diary. It might be helping them with their workload and whether they're focusing on the right things. It might be giving them support on how to do things quicker or become more efficient in their role. Or it might be having a conversation with them about saying no if they can't physically fit it in. And so you're setting them up for success by holding them accountable to what they have committed to up front. These conversations do not have to be uncomfortable, and they don't have to be something that you avoid. It's absolutely a lesson for them and an opportunity for them to learn, grow, and develop. So first of all, have the accountability conversation with yourself. What are you committing to, and how are you setting yourself up for success? And then have the conversation with your team. If you need any further input, there's a written blog that you can refer to, or get in touch with me directly. I'd love to hear from you. Have a great day.